The third presenter for today is Dr. T.L. Weerawardane. His paper is Multi-Homing to Provide Reliable Connectivity. And he's a senior lecturer, grade 1 in the Department of Electrical, Electronic and Telecommunications and Engineering at the KDU. And his research interests are mobile communication systems, stochastic simulation and data analysis, telecommunication data networks and protocols, communication networks and queuing networks, quality of service and quality of experience in mobile networks and wireless networks. The paper is co-authored by Umar Toseef and Carmelita Görg. I invite Dr. Weerawardane to make his presentation.
Thank you very much, Chair. And dear ladies and gentlemen, my topic is, I directly get into the topic because we have limited time. So my topic is multi-homing to provide reliable connectivity. I have to make a special thank for this paper to my student, one of my PhD student, who is living in Germany, Umar Toseef. And of course, the simulator has been developed by me, and he has extended this further into the more access technologies. So, unfortunately, his student is on vacation, so I couldn't find him during this time. So, somehow I gathered information and try to present you all things. If you have any questions, you can ask. So, first I will briefly outline what is multi-homing and where we can use it, and also the key objectives, and also the challenges with it. And then looking at the standard size, whether standard provide this or allow these modifications. Of course, this is a little bit violating to the standard. We are going to give more feedback to the standards that we need this feature. And I use reference architecture with the simulator implementation. And of course, there are issues with this implementation that we have to discuss how we manage the flows. And then the simulation results and analysis I will show in this presentation. So let's look at the key objectives that we are looking at for this. The basic idea is, I will explain you what is multi-homing. Before that, these are the improvements that we can get. We can increase the overall network capacity by doing this, because all of you are using handheld devices which has more than 2 or 3 access cards, access technologies can be used. So it can provide quality of service experience. Now we are not looking at quality of service itself, which is given by the network, but we look at the quality of service experience, how the user perceived the quality. So that we're looking at the user side as well. So then enhance reliability. Of course, reliability is very important for the mobile communication, otherwise you are disappointed, right? So the security point of view, depending on the services that you used, we need to have the secure connection. So to explain this, I will go into the real scenario to have the idea. So this, you can see there are 3 types of applications. Which one is that? So this corner, you can see that 3 types of applications: audio, video, and FTP, 3 colors. And here we have the total LTE coverage, and we have the hotspot wireless LAN, right? When we have the mobile, that has the capability to access either wireless LAN or the 3G mobile network or 4G, right? So what will happen, at the moment, the data is flowing from the servers to the operator's network. Let's look at how this happens. Okay, then when you're having these 3 services, when you're accessing, right? At the moment, you say in the LTE network, long-term evolution network, and all the 3 types of data goes to the user. In case user moves, to the hotspot. Now he is able to access both wireless LAN as well as LTE because he is in both domains. But normally standards allow us to use one at a time. That's the problem, right? So if you go into the wireless network, you can only use wireless. If you go into the LTE network, you can only use the LTE network. You cannot use both. This is not allowed by the standard. I will discuss this. But what we want to have, in order to improve the capacity and security, reliability, and enormous performance issues with today's services, we want to have the multiple access. We want to have multiple access. That is the multi-homing. The user is here, that he wants to get both. Depending on service, you might want to have a more secure connection over the mobile network and wireless connection, video, and other major database applications. So depending on the user requirements, you can access either from the LTE network or a wireless network. And when user again moves back to the normal network, the flows again rejoin. Right? The idea is this presentation totally depend on this. That means we try to give the feedback to the standards reviewers that they have to modify the system in such a way, because in our mobiles we have a capability of accessing we have the accessibility in our mobiles for all the wireless and all the other network connections. So why we cannot use them? We have to use them effectively. So that's the idea behind this presentation. So let's look at a little bit in deeper look. The idea is clear. Now we use multiple access simultaneously. That we look into the 3GPP standard. This is the standards which normally LTE and the wireless domain give all the standard regarding the integration of 3GPP and non-3GPP access. So the focus the resource management of multi-home users. This is a heterogeneous network, means you have the capability of access different access networks. That's a heterogeneous network. So we consider for this simulation only two scenarios: that 4G LTE network and the wireless LAN. In the wireless LAN also we have the quality of service tag on, that the wireless LAN end system, but we are not using that. We are using legacy system because there are issues with the buffer implementation of end system, wireless LAN 8.2.11n. So therefore we use legacy system with pure LTE system in order to check whether our performance can be improved by using this method. So coming to the standards, always students, when you are doing something, when you are implementing something, you have to look into this standard. This is the tedious part of my life as well, because I have to deal with 3 years or more time with the standards and to find it out where we can fit into there, right? So you have to go through, if you want to do front-end research, you have to do the standards, you have to check the standards, you have to find where the gaps are, and you have to give the recommendation to them in order to modify them. Right? So in this case, 3GPP, you can use this TS23402. This is the specific document that you have to read regarding 3GPP, and also there are other mobility considerations with the standards. But however, this is the consideration that we are looking at the lower part, that one access system only one time the particular user can use. This is what the standards allows. So user cannot use multiple access networks simultaneously. This is what standards is saying. That's what we are going to change. Fortunately, we are doing this project with the industry, so they have a big influence in Europe to these standards. So we will be able to get this very soon. And if you see the total LTE network, this is the access network, this is the access part, and we are playing in this area because we are looking at trusted and untrusted network, but we are looking at the point of view of the network operator. Trusted means how the network operator, whether they believe the network or not.